Hello, welcome to One Africa Mission with your brother Dobia Anzansi. Please, if you are new here, subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission, and also like our Facebook page. Follow us on Facebook, One Africa Mission. Our missionaries, and then we want you to be part of this mission. And our mission is to see a united Africa. That is our mission. So if you are new here, please bring your energy, bring your ideas, bring your knowledge, share with us as to what can we do as African people or as this new generation of Africans to see this dream of our forefathers become a reality. I thank you very much for coming around. And today we're going to Djibouti. There's this video. It's an old video, but we just decided to talk a bit about it. It's an old video. Foreign Western powers or Western criminals, if you may call them, because that is who they are. All of them rushing to establish a military base in Djibouti, in the Horn of Africa, and their intention is that they want to help establish, or they want to help see security, improve security in the Horn of Africa and the entire continent of Africa as a whole. But the more they establish these military bases, the more the Horn of Africa become unstable. The more they establish this military base, so it should tell us that the intention of establishing these military bases got nothing to do with the good of Africa. We keep saying it. These people never have any good intention for Africa. So please let us see. Let us go watch the video and see what the journalist. It's a very short video. So maybe you can search and see the full video, but we just gonna show you a very short video and how Britain, America, China, even if you watch the whole video, you will see even Saudi Arabia contemplating of establishing a military base in Africa. What is going on? Everybody get up, they want to come and establish a military base in Africa. And the more they establish these military bases, the more Africa become insecure. The more insecurity, but the more terrorist organization emanate from nowhere. So it tells you that these military bases that they are establishing in Africa is only to promote insecurity and not to give us security. When Joe Biden was taking American forces away, withdrawing American forces from Afghanistan, that was what he said. He said now their focus is gonna be especially in the Horn of Africa, where their interests are. So what is their interest there? So please let's watch the video and see what this journalist is saying.
This is the only US base in Africa. It's in Djibouti in East Africa. There is another base here that is causing US forces some concern. China. A Chinese base is just 6 miles away from this base. Well, that was another US B-1 accompanied by French Mirage fighter jets. The Chinese opened a base 4 years ago around 6 miles from here.
So as you can see, the video, America, China they are lock horns on each other in that particular part of Africa. And yet the Horn of Africa is so insecure. There's no security there. So if these people, with all these military bases that they are establishing in Djibouti, the Horn of Africa, if their intention was to help Africa or was to help us with security, how come there is so much insecurity in that part of Africa? Even though we have this military base, America, China, the West in general, all of them establishing this. When are we going to, as African people? This is the reason why we keep saying, until we are united and can also have the military might to sack these people out of Africa. These people they are doing it for their own interest. And what is our interest? What is our interest? Can we just sit aloof and allow these people to be doing all this kind of stuff that they are doing in Africa? Just look at them. Military bases, and they are fighting among themselves in our land whilst we sit and watch them. Just yesterday, Burkina Faso is asking the French to leave their country, because anytime these people claim they're coming to help us, it's gonna end up adding more pains on our wounds. Anytime at all they decide, or they said they're coming to help Africa, they're adding more pains in our wounds. So yesterday, the military government of Burkina Faso is asking the French to leave their country, and it's becoming a problem. The other day, Mali said, leave our country. It became a problem between them. You said you're coming to help me, and now I said thank you. I don't need your help anymore. Why should that be a problem? This should tell us as African people that their intention is not to come help us. Their intention is to continue create chaos in Africa, so that they will continue to take our resources for free. So if you can see, their own people are even warning us. I don't know why we just don't care. We're so complacent, because the Irish MP told the European Parliament how Europe intention has always been to undermine the progress of Africa. And for that matter, she said it, that God help Africa from European help. God help Africa from Europe. Let's listen to her as well.
I don't think you'd have to be a genius to know that the last thing the Horn of Africa needs is more foreign military bases, more weapons and more European meddling. What we call our strategic relationship isn't about human flourishing, it's about the EU's ambitions as a superpower. There's now a new great game in the Horn of Africa. Greater and lesser powers are pockmarking the place with military bases. France, the US, China, Germany, Japan, Italy, Saudi Arabia all have a presence in the tiny area of Djibouti alone. Mercenaries are swarming in from all quarters. The entire region is being militarised. War is in the air. And what about the people facing climate and food insecurity? None of this benefits them. We talk about instability, but we only make it worse. We flood the place with weapons, hand over the profits to European arms companies and charge the bill to our citizens. And then with the carnage, we go back in and we do it all again. It's a racket. Strategic relationship, it's one thing after another, isn't it? Really, it's the same as it ever was. And all I can say is, God save Africa from Europeans offering help. God save Africa from Europeans offering help. God save Africa from Europeans offering help.
She said it, God help Africa from the European help. Because any time at all the Europeans are coming to in the name of helping Africa, they end up creating more chaos. And then Burkina Faso, as I said, let's go and listen to what the Burkinabés are telling them to leave. You came to my country. We signed an agreement that you're gonna help me to fight terrorism, and yet I come to realize that instead of helping me fighting the terrorism, you're rather promoting the terrorists in the name of helping me, so that you will continue to create instability in my country and be taking my resources. Now we said leave, and it's become a problem. The other day, Mali was sacking them. Unfortunately for Africa, some African countries still decide to take them. Mali asked the British military to leave. Ghana took them. I don't know why. I don't know why. They were asking Germany to leave. Germany said, I'm not going. Why? Like, who gives these people the audacity to be treating us like this? We did. We did. Because if we were united as African people, they wouldn't have this kind of, they wouldn't have the guts to be pointing their two fingers on our faces like that. You came to my country, you want to help me. I said, okay, thank you. I don't need the help anymore. Can you please leave? Then it became a problem. They wouldn't go. They wouldn't go. You give them deadline to leave. No, they are not ready to go, because they haven't set. These people are so greedy. And we have enough of resources. All that we are saying is that sit back, stop creating chaos in Africa. We have enough resources to help you build your countries and also make Africa a safe haven for everybody, for the both of us, for the entire world. Mother Nature has given us as African people the resources to make the entire globe a happy place to live. But no, you people wouldn't understand. All that you want to do is continue destabilizing Africa and be taking our resources for free in exchange of guns. So look at what we're taking this from the Financial Times, and then what is it saying? Burkina Faso transitional government has ordered French troops to withdraw from its territory, saying its own forces will defend the country against the Islamic jihadists it has battled for almost a decade. For almost a decade, we have been battling with these terrorist groups, and then we've not been able, with the help of all these people, as I'm saying. So why are they establishing military bases in Africa? How can you have established military bases almost the four corners of Africa, and yet we still have insecurity, we still have all these terrorist groups, we still have all these rebel groups? So what is the purpose of your military bases that you are establishing in Africa? We're asking you, Western criminals. So it said has battled for almost a decade. Was the spokesperson for the ruling military junta said on Monday that the French soldiers had a month. They have 1 month to leave the West African country. Burkina Faso and France signed an agreement in 2018 that allows the former colony, the former colonial power, to fight the ISIS and Al-Qaeda linked terror group that control vast majority of the country. So these people, we sign an agreement with you that we want you to come help us, so that together we can fight these groups. But we didn't know that even you are the ones who is creating those groups. Now we have found out that it is you people creating those groups in Africa. And now we said, especially the French, now we said, please, can you leave, so that we can find a way to fight these people, these groups? Because you claim you are fighting them, and yet you are providing them with ammunition. Now, can you leave? You don't want to leave. And that is what we said. All this military base that they are creating in Africa is not for the good of Africa. And their own MP, Member of Parliament, Irish MP, I think she's also a European Union parliamentarian. She said it, that God help Africa from European powers. We wouldn't call them European powers. We will call them European criminals. It's about time we, the youth of Africa, stand. Just like we thank the leadership of Burkina Faso, Guinea, and also Mali for standing up against these French criminals. It's about time all French countries kick them out, so that we can solve our own problems. We have what it takes to negotiate or to sit down in a round table. After all, they are those creating those groups. So how do you expect them to fight, to help you fight groups that they are creating? And also to our brothers whom they are using against us, the so-called ISIS, the so-called jihadists and stuff like that. They are only using you for nothing. As I keep saying, you people deserve to be at home. Why do you allow them to continue to encourage you to stay in the bush and fight against your own people? The resources that they are taking, the resources belong to me and you. The resources belong to all of us. If you come home, we can use the resources to build a better Africa for the both of us. Why do you allow them to continue to use you for absolutely no reason? They use you to build their countries in the name of destabilizing our countries. Why can't you reason up so that together, so that you will not be staying in the bush? Together we can all come home and build a better Africa for all of us, for your children, my children, and the next generation to come. Rather than allowing them to be giving you guns, to be staying in the bush. What are you doing in the bush? The bush is not your inheritance. Do not allow them to make you think that the bush are your inheritance. The bush is not your inheritance. Your inheritance is the resources that Mother Nature gives to you, and they are taking it for free and in exchange of guns. Come home. Let us all together build a better Africa. Not for us, but for the future generations. For how long are you going to stay in the bush fighting? For what? What is it that you people want? So we thank the leadership of the military leadership of Burkina Faso for standing up against these people. It is our time we kick them out of Africa. They have no use for this new generation of Africa, this new dawn of Africa. These colonial criminals, they have no use. And then you keep hearing them saying, oh, Africa is the future. We want to be part of that future. You want to be part of that future with this arrogance. No. If you really want to be part of this new Africa, then you must humble yourself. This is our message to the Europeans. If you want to be part of the new Africa that we are destined to have, everybody is saying Africa is the future. The Chinese are saying Africa is I think it is only we, the Africans, who haven't realized that Africa is the future. The Chinese are saying Africa is the future. The Americans are saying Africa is the future. The Europeans are saying Africa is the future. We are the only people, the children of Africa, are the only people who haven't really realized that Africa is the future. But our message to the Europeans, the colonial criminals, if you really know, or if you really think Africa is the future, then you must humble yourself so that we will allow you to be part of the future. If not, you wouldn't be part of that great future. That great future, you wouldn't be part of it. I thank you very much for coming around. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us all together bring our energies. Let us work to see this dream of our forefathers, a united Africa. A united Africa is the solution to all these our problems. With a united Africa, 54 or 55 states in countries in Africa, if we all come together with one military, one currency, no currency can stand us. If we back our currency with our resources, no currency in the world, our resources, both human resources and the natural resources that we have. If we create a military, no military on this planet Earth can stand us. No Pentagon or no M16 or M whatever can stand, or Wagner of Russia can stand Africa. So the future of Africa, or the future of this great Africa, will rely on our unity. And that unity can only come if me and you bring our energies together and work towards that. Let us all come together and work for a better Africa.